Hello, and welcome to Mechwarrior Online. I'm doing a quick review of a build that I finally settled on after having this mech for 7 years. I think it's at least 7 years. This is the Stalker 3FB that they gave away 7 or 8 years ago. It actually might be closer to 8 years ago now that I think about it. Anyways, and I've named this thing the Carnivore. And it just chews up components. I regularly am killing components now. Not getting a lot of kills, but I'm definitely getting a lot of components. And let me show you this guy. And you can probably do this build on a lot of other stalkers as well. It's fairly simple. This mech has the capability of 2 missiles, AMS, and 6 energy points. I decided, instead of going with 2 ER large lasers on each arm, I decided to simplify it. And instead, I went with 2 binaries, 1 on each arm, and then 2 regular large lasers here. Now, they don't have quite the same range, but they also have a little bit better heat than the ER large lasers. Not by a lot, but a little bit. I went with an advanced sensor package, which definitely increases the zoom. It makes it so I don't have to use the advanced zoom nearly as often, which is important to me. And of course, it comes with some other features: sensor ranges, target gain, time boost, things like that. I thought about doing a computer, but excuse me, I just went with this. I have a Guardian ECM on board, and yes, I know I can make this into a stealth mech, but it's a sacrifice of armor as well. That's the other thing that people don't talk about. Let me show you what this thing comes with in case you're not familiar with this one. They only gave this out like I said, about 8 years ago. So chassis C build bonus plus 30, heat minus 5. Base armors, nothing really to get excited about except for right and left torso, plus 18. But center torso, plus 6, nothing to get excited about. Target decay duration, plus 1. Sensor range, plus 100. So that mixed with the advanced sensor package really definitely boosts the range quite a bit. Now, as far as things that I've done to this mech, I changed out the original motor that it came with. It came with a standard motor, and I went with an XL-310. Doesn't give you a lot of speed. The speed on this is 59.1. Firepower is 54. And the heat, this is the best part. The heat is 1.33, and that's with 2 binaries and 2 large lasers. I decided not to go with AMS of any kind because I wanted this to go into here. Now, if you take one of these out as an example, you can put on the 2 ER large lasers. But you have to sacrifice some tonnage. See, you can't get this last one to go on. So you got to sacrifice that. And then you can get this to go on. And you take this off, and you put on the other 2 ER large lasers. And this brings you up to essentially 85 tons. But now look at your heat management. 1.25. That is terrible. Whereas you go back to the original way, and by the way, you can't do anything with this. You can't do endoskeleton. See, there's the red triangle. So that's not an option. But if you go with the binaries, and by the way, the firepower right now is sitting at 54. Heat is 1.25. If we reset, firepower is still 54, but now the heat management is 1.33. That is a big win. So you're doing the same amount of damage as you were before, but you're also getting a lot better heat generation. And what is a binary large laser? It's essentially just 2 lasers stuffed into one. A variant of the large laser combining 2 laser emitters in a single weapon. Range 960, same as the ER large lasers. Oh, I'm sorry. ER large lasers, I'm sorry about that. ER large lasers do have a better range. Maximum range, 480, that's almost meaningless. But optimum range is 740 factory. Obviously, mine's doing better than that because I've added features. So maximum on this one is 960, which isn't a lot. So the big advantage that you get is you get better range, but you sacrifice it at the sacrifice of lots more heat. So there is a sacrifice. But this is not a sacrifice in my book. And I'm reaching out and doing mad damage. Heat sinks. I've got 8 double heat sinks. I've got 2 here plus these ones here. And I'm taking advantage of 2 cool shots in a UAV, which is pretty much what I run on every one of my mechs. Skills. Skills is a little bit different. Maxed out on range. Heat. Maxed out. Laser duration. Absolutely. Full survivability, even reinforced casing, because it does make a difference if you're going to do brawling on assault mechs and some heavies. I actually put it on some of my light mechs, and it's hit and miss. I think it really comes down to the quirks of the mech better. Overheat damage, absolutely. Cool run, heat containment, seismic, obviously ECM. Advanced Zoom, which I don't even actually need much anymore, but I did use it in the last match I had it in. And of course, my consumables. And it doesn't get any easier than fire this. Just left and right, 1 and 2. And then I have these on cycles. So if I hit all the buttons at once, it's only going to fire a maximum of 3 lasers. And I can do that twice before I go into overheat. So that makes it more than fine. Anyways, this is a great build. And I really love this paint scheme on here as well. Hope to see you in the battles.